Yes, thank you. Thank you, people. So, Favor, you have the floor now. You have the floor.
Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you so much for the love and the warm welcome. So I am favorite. As like many of you know me on S, my name is but actually my name is Favor Wanchukwu. So Messenger is my colleague and she just gave me an hour to speak. I'll try as much as possible to summarize. It's going to be a summary why like detailing stuff I want to say, I want to speak on. So I'm going to share my story, the struggles, and there is no successful person or there is no one doing well on here on earth that did not face struggle or that their journey was very small. So in as much as I'm going to say, okay, this is what made me stand out, I'm also going to say like, okay, these are the struggles I faced and everything. So yeah, I'll be speaking for like 15 minutes and use 10 minutes to answer questions if you had one. So I started my freelancing career in 2023, but it was just like as a birthday gift me. And I got my first job immediately after the training was over, and it turned out to be a scam. So I took a break, went back, ember month, got about 4 clients I was working with around November, December. I I got about 4 clients. So sometime during January, I lost some of them and it affected my Upwork, which resulted to a very low job success score. And it took about over 6 months plus to correct it for someone with about 33 job success score, and it was that bad. So I had I had that misbelief of okay, I was not going to like get job with it. I just have to forget about Upwork. I pushed into LinkedIn. I started positioning myself, posting in public, building in public. I got some clients, but like they were not a good paying clients. They were not like what I wanted for myself. I had to upskill during those time. I had to upskill. I upskilled to being a project manager. I started working with. I had to niche down. So I started working with project management software. It's Monday.com, Asana, and building SOPs. These were my main core skill sets I was offering to clients then. So I went back to Upwork then again. That was last year. I went back to Upwork 2024. Sometime around August, I got my a client, and sometime around November, I got one client, and that was what changed the whole game for me. I got a client that wanted me to build an SOP project for her, and the project was about $3 per hour, and it was just like it was an hourly pay, more like just do your stuff. When you're done, we calculate it by you know how Upwork works and all that. So yeah, we got on the project. The pay was poor because compared to other projects I have done, my I think the least project I've done was about $6 then, and my recent jobs was $8, $7. I have not had a $10 project as of that time, and the pay was poor. And you know, freelancer any which way, I just have to take it. I decided to like I made my research. I found out that this client was a big fish, but you know, this client that would want to price down freelancers and everything. I didn't mind. I just took up the project. I did it, I think, in less than 2 days or so. The client was happy with it, and surprisingly she referred me to someone else. He said, okay, I don't have one project for you, but I would want to refer you to someone. I see that you're very good at monday.com. I would want to my clients, I have this agency, this my clients wants to migrate to monday.com, but it's not one of the services I offer. And since you worked for me and you did well, I would want to refer you to this client. And yeah, she did. I told I was very confident with monday.com because I've been using the tool for a while. I told her I can do the job. I spoke with the client, we signed the contract, I spoke with the client, I read the scope of the project. It involved me connecting like so many tools, over about 10 tools, street process, like tools I've not even heard before. I had to make my research. I found out that there is some that money.com cannot connect those tools together, and it's something you have to like make use of no code tools. That was my first time hearing there is something like automation tools. That was sometime last year, Ember month. Confidently, I told the client, okay, ChatGPT told me you can make use of an app called Zapier, you can make use of an app called make.com, you can make use of an app called anything. I said, okay. I asked ChatGPT which one is the easiest one. ChatGPT told me it was Zapier. I said, okay, let me go with it. I remembered I had a colleague that was also a project manager at that Nobum. I had to reach out to her. She was offering all these no code tools. She was offering it as a training. I just had to register in her bootcamp, and we started, and I was hoping that okay, maybe we were going to learn that Zapier before I would start that project, and it never happened. I just had to grab the bull by the horn. I did my research myself. It's something that this is a project that had the deadline, and I needed to deliver. I don't have any option. If it was a personal project I was working on, I hit a roadblock, I might just choose to leave it. But this is your reputation, everything is just on the line, and if you don't deliver, you will not get paid, right? I had to make researches on my own. With so many trials and errors, I finished the project. The client was happy, I was happy. The clients referred me to another project. So yeah, that was how I got into AI and automation. I was loving the project. More like it was very tough. In fact, automation is tough on its own. It's just like solving a maze. For each project you work with, it's something you might not have done before, but you already know that if you should connect, dot your I's and connect the T's, you're able to get what you're looking for. So it's something I like. I had to make more research in it. I got to learn about make.com, and I said, okay, you know what, I think it's time for me to go back to Upwork. And as of then, my job success score have increased. So many people will be like, Favorite, how long have you been in this automation space? So just last year I started, and I got into it fully because during those projects, those time my clients was referring me to those projects, it was just those Monday.com mainly I was working on, Monday.com and Zapier. I was not working on any other project. I never knew anything about never knew anything about make. I was not taking any projects. And sometime around May this year, I said, okay, you know what? It's time to go back to Upwork. I already have a community, like I joined, and these people were doing well. You come to the group and you see person is telling you, oh, I landed this client and this client is paying me $1,000, or I'm working on this make.com project, or I'm working on this Airtable project. Everything was just sounding like Chinese to me. Like, these people get too head. So these are the same people like I registered the same systems, and they are doing so many well. So one of the stuff that helped me scale to this point was having a community, and not just any community. I had people that was gingering me, like indirectly. These people were not my friend, but I see them do amazingly well. I see them work on this thing and they are getting results. And I know that if I should put in that same effort or even more effort they are doing, I would like scale through. So I went with that mantra. I went back to my Upwork. I had a great portfolio, and yeah, I optimized my Upwork profile. Then that was it. I applied for a job, and I did not get that job. I think after a few days, I started getting invites. I got lots of invites and direct messages, and that was it. So another thing that also helped me scale up was upping my price from someone that was charging $3. My recent project on Upwork then was about $3. I said, you know what? This $3 project is not going to give me what I want. There is no how I'm going to do a $3 project per hour for like 40 hours, and I'm getting less than $500, and it's not going to give me that result that I'm looking for. I follow a lot of foreign creative online, and this, you see these people will come and tell you that they'll come to post online that they are hitting 10K MRR, and you see some, oh, I closed this 5K clients, oh, I closed this 50K clients. You just be like, is it this $50 per hour? Is it this $3 per hour job they are using to get all these jobs, all these clients and all? So yeah, was just audacious. I read a lot of books. One book that also helped me was Never Spill the Difference by Chris Voss. I read that book. That book talked about being persuasive. And I know that for me to attract a premium client, I need to act like one. I need to position myself as one. I need to speak like one. I need to be able to convince them, not just up my price, because of course I have upped my price. Even when I was a virtual assistant, I have increased my price. I've seen people that are scared to up to like they up to 1K a month, and they keep increasing their price. And I was stopped at $7 $3 per hour project. And I said, okay, I felt like it's just like if you increase your price, you go to Upwork, you apply for a job, and boom, you get job. Or maybe you meet a client via social media, you tell the client, this is what I'm charging. The client will just magically give you the money. No, I never knew there was something else they were doing. So one of the things they were doing is like being able to negotiate. They were able to negotiation. They were able to persuade the client. Like ads like as an expert, and yeah, and it favored them. So I had to mirror those. I had to mirror those skills. I benchmarked lots of YouTube videos that was talking about how to sell. I read a lot of books. I just mentioned that one of them was Never Spill the Difference. So yes, in these books and these videos, they helped me a lot. They taught me the power on they taught me how to negotiate very well as a freelancer. And the first direct message, the client just reached out to me and said he saw my video portfolio and he liked it, and she just hired me. We never had an interview. The second one, we had an interview. She was like, tell me about yourself and all that. I was able to, what he needed was make.com. I have never worked on any make.com project. Even the training I registered for, I never entered in the class. I never opened any of this thing. And one of the things that helped me was also that power to persuade this client that, okay, you know, these no-code tools that they are kind of similar. It's just more like you're working with Monday.com and Asana. You know that these are just almost the same thing. 90% of time they are the same thing. It's just different interface and different names which they call their features. So these no-code tools are almost the same thing. I used my Zapier knowledge to my Mail.com. I knew that if Mail.com can solve this, if Zapier can solve this, Make.com can solve this also. So yes, I was able to keep persuading, and yeah, I kept increasing my price even outside Upwork. After then, I had to push out to to social media. I started with S because I had people were getting jobs from S. I said, okay, let me go to S. I started posting on S, and I also made researches on how to post. I did not just go to S and start posting or posting there. So I made a lot of research, and yes, I think my second post got viral and got me about 1 million impressions. I got my first client there on S that almost paid me about $1,000, and that was one of my breakthrough on getting jobs on social media platform. I started posting, and yeah, since that I think August or so, since I started taking S seriously, I've closed up to like 10K in dollars clients. My recent job there last month was about 3K, 3K clients, which I did the project for like 2 weeks or so. So yeah, one of the things that helped me scale through in this freelancing business and all was me being able to persuade, because you will not just say, okay, because Favor have said um $3 clients is not going to give you that money, that big money you're looking for. Let me just go and change my, let me go and change my, what's it called? Let me go and change my upper portfolio to 20 $20. Or maybe if a client is telling me how much am I going to charge, I'll just tell the person to see, like, you just, aside from saying this is what I'm going to do, you need to like put in the work. And I always tell people, it's either you make research or you pay. Making research might take you a long time, but paying for a skill or paying for someone to teach you might also be a shortest route. But again, you don't like wait for people to spoon feed you. I always tell people, you don't learn everything at once. With all the training I've done since I've started freelancing, they were just basic. They just taught me the basic, and me getting all the knowledge and everything I've mastered. For everything I've mastered was the art of researching. I had to make a lot of researching. It was researching that took me to this point where I am. Because if I had just say, okay, I have learned this thing, this person is an expert, and of course, whatever it is that she has taught me, let me just go with it. I for still did that like $100, or maybe I would have still been struggling as a freelancer. So yes, one thing, I hope you all have your book, or maybe you have somewhere you're writing it down. So one of the stuff that helped me scale up is making research. I had to make research, because then as a broke girl, how many courses will you pay for? You will see someone, people advertising their course. You see someone, they will, I'm not saying paying course is bad, but if as a freelancer, you're looking to schedule and you don't have, like, if you're looking to schedule and you don't have money, you just have to choose the other route to make your research. So yeah, that was one of the stuff that helped me making research. There are a lot of resources online. I always tell people, go to YouTube. ChatGPT also helped me a lot, and I follow a lot of creative. I don't just follow a lot of creative. I follow foreign creative, because Nigerian is not my target market. I always tell people, I don't work with Nigerian clients. Since I started freelancing, I have never worked with Nigerian clients. I'm not saying Nigerian clients are bad, but 80% of time, people get to work with them, or people share their experience. It's always negative. It's always negative. So I wouldn't want to be that messiah that would change things, or I wouldn't want to experience it. Or maybe I'm saying, okay, this person sounds nice and everything, and my own might be different. No, I wouldn't want to go into that system. So I avoid them. I had to channel my energy. I had to change my target audience. I follow a lot of creative, and if I'm saying this is what I'm going to do, there is this guy I follow on Instagram. His name is, I think, Jamil Bringdeal. So after this now, I will share these resources that I just mentioned. I'll share it to Mrs. so that she can share with you guys, so you can follow this creative and learn from them. She is an Upwork. I think he's an Upwork, and he talks about pricing, how to up your price, how to negotiate, and all. And one of the things he mentioned on negotiation is that even if you don't know something, and you want to increase your price, before like you increase your price, you just need to give a summary. Let's say you have a client and you have made research and you want to charge this client high, and there is no way you're going to charge this client high if you're not able to speak like an expert, if you're not able to act like an expert. I see a lot of people coming online, and whenever they want to make a post, they will say, I'm learning this. If as a client, if I want to hire, I will not hire you, because you're still a beginner in this game. I'm not saying clients don't hire beginners, but most at times, if you want to catch big clients, you don't pose yourself as a beginner. If I had posed myself that, okay, I was just learning these skills, I don't think I would have, like, even up to now, I don't think I would have gotten to where I am right now. When they ask me, and telling a little white lie is not bad. A game is a game after all. It's not bad to, like, package yourself. It's called fake it till you make it, right? It's, yeah, you package yourself, you add like you are that expert. In fact, when you hear me speak talking about automation, someone would ask me, so my one of my clients have asked me, how long have you been in this thing? And I told her this is just like, it was just a few months back, and she was very surprised that okay, we were able to master things like this like in a very short while. And I also just mentioned that it was these things, these researches, this stuff I did, like these were the stuff that made me stand out, right? So yeah, if you're building in public and you want to attract high quality clients, of course you can wake up if you can charge, you can be a freelancer that charge a very low amount of money, and the next day you're charging this amount of money and people will be surprised. It's just packaging. You just need to package yourself. There is no magic there. Package yourself and act like one. You're learning a skill. Don't come to LinkedIn and you're telling me you're learning this skill. Don't do that. You build a project, come to LinkedIn, tell us that you have this client that you build this project for. This is what this project is doing for this client. This is how it has helped the client, and like this is what you did and this is the result. Don't come and tell me this is my day one of learning this skill, this is what it does. You might get clients, of course, but I'm sorry to say it's like there is 90% chance that you're not going to land a very high paying client. You might get clients that would want to do. Of course, there are a lot of clients that hire newbies, but they're not going to pay you that high amount of money you're looking for, because that's just the bitter truth. I just needed to say this. So yeah, that's one way you could land a very great high quality client, and also your portfolio to speak for them, should speak for you. And in Upwork, I know that we all were once a beginner, right? And you will see a job, and regardless that it's less than 5 proposals, it's less than 10 proposals, I'm sure that people are also applying for that same job, and these people might be people that have earned like 10k, 100k. They have top rated badge, they have top rated plus, they have badge, and assume that you're just a newbie, you're just starting out. You should ask yourself, how is it that how am I going to stand out as a freelancer for me to make these clients hire me? I think that I will be able to write a very convincing portfolio to make these clients hire me. So it's something you should make research. Start with, for example, my niche. Most of our job, in fact, all jobs we do work with is always problem solution jobs. They are not just like, if I think it's also same with other niches. So it's always like your problem. This is what a client comes to, we see a problem and tell you, this is what I want you to do for me, right? For people in the automation, I always start with, this is how I'm going to solve this thing. I act like an expert. I tell you, this is what I recommend. And 90% of time, they end up like view my profile. Remember one thing, this is for people writing up proposals. You know that one way you could, one way to get clients, to get job in Upwork, when you are applying, there are different stages, and there is not how you're going to jump on. If you're applying for a job, you should be aiming at that moment. It's not even for the client to hire you. It's for that client to open your proposal, because there's no way a client will not open your this and the person will hire you. If you're able to, if you sound convincing in that your portfolio, a client opens it. That's where an engagement, that's where a conversation starts. Then if you now hop on a call with the client and maybe your portfolio was okay, and we were able to hop on a call with the client, that's where the power of negotiation, that's where you'll be able to convince the client. Those skills comes in, because I don't know if you've asked yourself, I am sure that there are people here that you write very good proposal and clients hop on a call with you and they don't hire you. You ask yourself, what is happening? My portfolio is okay, my this is okay, but when they hear you speak, you don't sound convincing. You don't sound like an expert as you've claimed in your listing. So you just need to like balance everything. You need to be able to write a very great portfolio. So I was talking about how to write a very great proposal. And one of the things that helped me that does this for me is I start with recommendation. I tell the person, this is what I feel like we should use to solve this. I don't say I think, I said I recommend. This is my recommendation. And I said, let's go with this. Then I give my reasons. I tell the client, this is why I'm choosing this software, or this is why. Because most of our clients, these clients, they don't know what they need. They just have a problem. They don't know what they need. Why they're hiring someone is because they're looking for an expert. So you need to act like an expert. You don't need to tell them, should I do this one or should I do this one? You need to, when you're giving suggestions, you need to like come in a place of an expert. I am an expert, I'm a consultant, and I'm giving you this thing, and I feel like this is the best thing that that will suit this thing, right? And you're backing it with proof. You're backing the portfolio. Okay, this is what I have. This is the similar project I have worked on. This is something I've done with a client, and not you're applying for a Monday.com project. You know that this client wants Monday.com projects, or maybe this client is saying, okay, I'm looking to I'm looking to use either Monday.com or ClickUp. And you know that these are the two softwares this client is mentioning. You go carry a table, they give this client. There is high percent chance that you might not get that job. If you're applying for a job, ensure that it's something like you have that portfolio, or even if you don't have like that exact portfolio, that niche, maybe the client is in hospitality, but you work with that software and it's something similar, please apply for that job. These are one of the things that help you stand out. Then when you apply for this, you ensure that your proposal is convincing enough, and then you're able to sound convincing. You make your research. Don't just go to any interview unprepared. In as much as some of us we are Christian, you say, okay, God, please help me scale this. You also need to prepare yourself. You need to plan ahead. One of the stuff that I will say is, I know people will say, go and watch interview question, go and watch interview videos. No, don't watch interview videos. Learn how to negotiate, learn how to convince someone, because these days clients, aside from clients asking you what is this, I don't even think there's interviews that do as HR. Are there clients that do ask that question again? What is Monday.com? How can you solve this? Are there any interview as such?
Right now, we just want to see evidence of what you've done.
Just want to see evidence of what you've done, right? And how you're able to defend it. And if you don't know how to what's it called? If you don't know how to explain yourself, please learn it. Don't say I'm camera shy. Me, before I used to be camera shy. I struggle with speaking, especially when I'm speaking on a video call. I used to shy away from what's it called? Jobs that would tell you drop a video portfolio, or drop a video on why I should hire and everything. But now these are the jobs I do well on. You need to go and master those things, because these are your added advantage. Video portfolio works so well, like they does magic. And if you want to, like, you can set a target and say, okay, I think this is just like second week of this month, and you say, I want to apply, I want to get a job from now till month end. It's possible. You can even give yourself a target and say, I want to earn this certain amount of money from now to. It's very, very possible. White people, they don't. I have seen people. It's not just like I do here. I have seen people earn more than 10K in a month. Till now, my first distance from May, since I gave myself that target and say, okay, I'm going to this is the least amount I will be earning every month. And I tell you, I've been very consistent in that. And as it starts now, the least amount I earn every month is $4,000. I don't go below that. Some months is higher, some months is distant, but I don't go below that $4,000. So if you set that target and say, okay, this is the least amount I will be earning every month, and I tell you, I've been very consistent in that. And as it starts now, the least amount I earn every month is $4,000. I don't go below that $4,000. So yeah, if you set that target and say, okay, this is what I'm going to. You just need to work with it, and you just need to put in the work. Not this is what I'm going to do, and you don't put in the work. Your work rate needs to match what you're doing. You need to set that time. You need to like your profile. There are a lot of YouTube videos online there now that you can watch to help you schedule. Your Messi is here. Messi is an Upwork trainer. She can train you to be an expert in this field, right? So she's very good at that. You need to like, aside from having someone train you, you need to do like 80% of the job, you need to do it yourself. Aside from training, you don't need someone to spoon feed you. Aside from optimizing your profile, that that video portfolio, I tell you that it will make you stand out. You need to be very confident in it. You know that you are applying for this job. You don't have a badge. You don't have anything. It's just your verified portfolio. It's just your verified profile and your this thing that you have there. Ask yourself, what is this thing that I'm going to do to make me stand out on this thing? Video portfolio is one thing that helped me up my game in this in up. Video portfolio is that one thing that could help you stand out, because it gives client this sense of trust. When it comes to our niche now, automation, and there are a lot of workflows online. There are lots of, if I can just go to Google now and search for make.com workflow. You'll see a lot of them, people screenshots and put in their portfolio. But can you defend it? I don't know if you're understanding me. And clients already know that. I'm sure they have had their own share of experience whereby they see a freelancer, the freelancer shows them portfolios, shows them screenshots, and say, this is what I have done. And they went ahead to hire the person, and at the end of the day, the person don't know anything, or it will just be like back and forth errors and all that. So video portfolio give that client a sense of trust that I have seen this person is doing it. I'm virtually seeing this person explaining this thing. Showing me this is how I did this thing, or this is how I build this workflow. This is what it's doing, and this is the result. 100% of time, clients always go with people that have the video portfolio. You should go and try it. And if you're a virtual assistant, you're asking, oh, how can I do a video portfolio? I'm not in work automation, calendar management. You can give us a 3 minutes video of how you build a calendar, or how you build a calendar. Someone is raising up his hand. You can give us a 3 minutes video of how you build a calendar. Start with, this is the client's issue. This is what you did. And this is give us, at the ending part, you tell us, this is the results. This is how this workflow is, this calendar is working. This is how it's helping the client. Yes. And I'm sure a lot of virtual assistants, they make use of some social media managers. You can show us a social media page you're handling. You can tell us, this is a client's this thing. These are the metrics. These are what we are able to do with it, right? Be very bold and practice make perfect. My first video post, I think I did it more than 15 times and I couldn't get it. Even my first video post that I just published was not perfect and it's still there. But you just have to make most of the times you will not get the first part, especially if you're camera shy, if you're someone that is not eloquent enough. You just have to try, then you can edit. So there are a lot of video recording apps that you can use to screen record your this thing. So yeah,